different kind of guy. Tell him everything. He solved the last 10 years of criminal activity in New York City. 10 minutes. The DA said, hold on, chill out, stop. Stop, boy, you're gonna make it like that don't even work. The DA asked him to stop.
Right.
Who wanted to be like Chris Lighty? Jimmy Henchman?
Yeah.
What did Jimmy Henchman do?
You said
Move
that.
on the same block as Chris Lighty? Who did Chris Lighty have? LL, Diddy, Free, 50.
50 Cent the rapper, he'll be known as 50 Cent the rapper and 50 Cent the street legend.
Don't give me no pass, man. I don't deserve passes. I'm f***ed up. Man. You should do something to me.
Man, I want to apologize. I want to apologize to the massive for letting these suckers.
For years, 50 Cent has hinted at shady dealings involving industry titans like Jay-Z and Diddy, but now he's allegedly confirming just how dark these connections run, bringing notorious gangster Jimmy Henchman into the mix. So, what exactly did Fifth say?
He's a different kind of guy. Tell him everything. He solved the last 10 years of criminal activity in New York City. 10 minutes. The DA said, hold on, chill out, stop. Stop, boy, you're gonna make it like that don't even work. The DA asked him to stop.
In 2006, 50 Cent released a diss track titled The Bomb, in which he alleged that Combs knew who was responsible for the unalivement of the notorious Big, who was fatally shot in a drive-by shooting on March 9, 1997.
The 24-year-old rapper, whose real name is Christopher Wallace, lived in Raleigh in the 1980s.
FBI agents are looking for a man they say could. Both communities are mourning the death of the rapper known as Notorious B.I.G.
At the time of his death, Biggie was only 24 years old and had established himself as a pivotal figure in hip-hop thanks to his association with Combs' Bad Boy Records. Biggie's unalivement, which remains unsolved, has been the subject of much speculation and conspiracy theories over the years.
Bad Boy Entertainment was told by an individual that they had hired to do security and was told that we need more security. They failed to take that information and do something by securing the artist of Notorious Big.
Combs, who was with Biggie on the night of the shooting, was traveling in a separate vehicle. This proximity has fueled various theories, one of which is echoed in 50 Cent's The Bomb. By suggesting that Combs knew more than he publicly admitted, 50 Cent tapped into a widespread belief that there are undisclosed details about that fateful night. Although Combs has consistently denied any involvement or knowledge of the unalivers, the lack of resolution in Biggie's case leaves room for ongoing suspicion and speculation. 50 Cent has also accused Combs of continuing to profit off Biggie's legacy through posthumous releases and sampling the late rapper's material in his own songs. These accusations are not unfounded, as Combs and Bad Boy Records have indeed released several albums and compilations featuring Biggie's work after his death. Such projects include Born Again, 1999, Duets, The Final Chapter, 2005, and various greatest hits collections.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Clearly, a Biggie Smalls verse is very valuable. So then what the fuck happened to the commission? What happened to that album? It was recorded. It was being mixed and mastered upon Biggie's death. It was supposed to have came out that summer after Biggie's album, because Biggie's album was slated. He died a week and a half before his album came out. Then the commission was supposed to come out, and that was supposed to be his exit from Bad Boy, and then starting his own company. Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he lived. It supported all of Bad Boy.
That's real, yo. The more money you make, the more problems you get.
The commercial use of Biggie's music has been a contentious issue within the hip-hop community. On one hand, posthumous releases can be seen as a way to honor the artist's legacy and keep his music alive for new generations. On the other hand, Critics argue that these efforts are driven by profit rather than genuine respect for the deceased artist. 50 Cent's allegations suggest that Combs' motivations are primarily financial, further straining the relationship between the two influential figures. In addition to the Biggie accusations, 50 Cent has repeatedly insinuated that Combs was involved in the 1997 unalivement of Tupac Shakur. Tupac's death, like Biggie's, remains unsolved and is shrouded in mystery and conspiracy theories. Tupac was unalived in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas on September 13, 1996, 6 months before Biggie's death. The two unalivement are often linked in public discourse due to the notorious East Coast-West Coast rap rivalry of the 1990s, which saw Tupac and Biggie as its primary figures. Most recently, Fifth seems to have connected the unalivements in the music industry to Jimmy Henchman, and with good reason.
Be known as 50 Cent the rapper, and 50 Cent the street legend will be known as 50 Cent the street legend.
50 Cent and Jimmy Henchman have a beef that runs deep, so deep that one of 50 Cent's friends lost his life over it, and 50 Cent himself was nearly unalived.
Don't give me no pass, man. I don't deserve passes. I'm a f***ed up man. You should do something to me. You understand what I'm saying?
James Roseman, otherwise known as Jimmy Henchman, was a notorious gangster in New York City. He had heavy links with 50 Cent's mentor, Kenneth Supreme McGriff. At first, 50 Cent really didn't have any issues with Jimmy. After 50 Cent blew up in 2003 with his Get Rich or Die Trying record, Dr. Dre signed a rapper named The Game. Eventually, Dre asked 50 if Game could be in G-Unit, seeing as they had New York on lock and Young Buck in the South. 50 figured if he added Game to G-Unit, they would have a new West Coast artist. The deal was inked, and Game officially became a member of G-Unit. However, Game's manager at the time was Jimmy Henchman. Jimmy had jealousy and resentment towards 50, especially after 50 blew up.
There's no comparison. To me, that's a great honor to know that I knew that person who influenced that. I'm not living the fantasy of the music business.
Well, don't give me no pass.
In the months leading to Game's debut album, The Documentary, 50 believes that Jimmy Henchman was getting in Game's ear, telling him that if he beefed with 50 Cent, he could become bigger than 50. Henchman stated in an interview that the whole plan was for Game to surpass 50 Cent. One of the other reasons Jimmy disliked 50 was because 50 Cent was close friends with music executive Chris Lighty. According to Tony Yayo, in an interview with DJ Vlad, Jimmy was heavily jealous of Chris Lighty, and 50 Cent being Lighty's friend was another reason Jimmy disliked 50 Cent.
Jimmy Henchman never liked Chris Lighty.
Oh.
He never liked Chris Lighty. It was always jealousy. Chris Lighty always had hate from people because, he had P. Diddy, he had 50.
The beef between Game and 50 officially started in February 2005. Game eventually started the G-Unit campaign at Summer Jam 2005.
I ain't no motherfucking punk, and I ain't nobody soldier, and I don't follow suit like ass J-Yo and ass Bass. I'm a real my niggas kick me out the group, and I still don't give a
50 Cent barely responded to Game, but on October 1st, 2005, the G-Unit Radio 14 Back to Business mixtape was released. On the song Emotional, 50 Cent aired his feelings about the whole G-Uno campaign and commented on Game's new appearance, saying that Jimmy Henchman was basically telling Game to do all of this. The beef between 50 Cent, G-Unit, and Jimmy Henchman was officially started after this. Jimmy kept telling Game to go after 50 Cent, so that's exactly what Game did. He released multiple mixtapes and diss tracks dissing 50 throughout the remainder of 2005 and 2006. In 2006, 50 Cent finally responded to Game with the song I'm Not Rich, I'm Still Lying. On this song, 50 takes shots at both Game and Jimmy Henchman. After that, on July 5th, 2006, the G-Unit Radio 21 Hate It or Love It mixtape was released. This mixtape was dedicated to dissing Game. On the cover, 50 Cent had Game's head photoshopped on a male stripper, spreading rumors that before rapping, Game was a male stripper. The beef reignited once again with multiple diss tracks from both 50 Cent and Game. In 2007, something turned this beef into a life-or-death war. In March 2007, Jimmy Henchman's son was heading into the building where his father's office was. Tony Yayo and associate Lodi Mack happened to run into Jimmy's son. They confronted his 14-year-old son, and Yayo actually slapped him in the face while Lodi Mack flashed a gun at him, threatening his life. Henchman's son eventually told his father about this after entering the building.
If I slap your kid, you gonna go all out too. It's the streets. You know, rules got violated, and it is what it is. But once you shoot my mom's house up, I wish I would have.
Right, because your mom's house got shot up afterwards.
This was all caught on camera. Tony Yayo was arrested and charged for this, but the charge was dismissed. Lodi Mack took the rap for Tony Yayo, saying he was the one who smacked the son and was sentenced to 2 years in prison. Just a couple of weeks after his release, he was shot dead in New York. This was the result of Jimmy Henchman putting a hit out on Lodi Mack to have him unalived. According to Tony Yayo, the man who unalived Lodi Mack was actually his cellmate in prison. He befriended him in jail, and when he got out, he unalived him. This was just the beginning of what Jimmy Henchman was doing to Tony Yayo and 50 Cent. The first time Jimmy tried unaliving 50 Cent was when he was driving down Manhattan's West Side Highway. He took his hand off the wheel to retrieve his gun when he was passing 50 Cent's building. He was ready to shoot but stopped after spotting police behind him. After that failed attempt, Jimmy actually came up with a plan to blow up 50 Cent's bulletproof van. Knowing the cars were bulletproof, he tried blowing it up to unalive 50 Cent. Jimmy continued his attempts at Yayo and 50's lives when he did a drive-by shooting at Tony Yayo's mom's house with a silenced pistol. His final attempt was when he spotted Tony Yayo's Bentley parked. He drove by and unloaded bullets into the car, but luckily for Yayo, he was sitting inside the bulletproof van parked behind the Bentley. 50 Cent knew that Jimmy Henchman's goons lived in Atlanta, so he found one of their addresses and left threatening phone calls, even having goons leave a dead rat in front of his door. He mentions this in the song Get the Message, on the War Angel LP mixtape, where he was going at Supreme and Jimmy.
I left a message by your door, you got a Chrome 44. Get the message, come out.
In June 2010, Jimmy Henchman was arrested on charges of substance trafficking, money laundering, and witness tampering. His trial date was in May 2012, but shortly after his trial in June 2012, Henchman was charged with 4 crimes in connection with the death of Lodi Mack. He was charged with unalivement for hire and conspiracy to unalive. Jimmy sought plea bargains to snitch on people to downsize his sentence. On May 22, 2012, 50 Cent dropped a mixtape called The Lost Tape, and on the song Complicated, he took shots at Jimmy Henchman and his unalivement trial, also mentioning him being a rat for snitching to lessen his sentence. 50 Cent would later release his album Animal Ambition on June 3, 2014, and on the song Hold On, he referenced the situation where Tony Yayo smacked Jimmy Henchman's son. Jimmy then responded to this diss, saying he didn't snitch and that 50 Cent was actually going to testify against him. 50 Cent continued on Instagram, posting a picture of Jimmy's paperwork with the caption, "Old Gangster Jimmy, Shake My Head, LMAO, Washed Up, #Jimmy Snitchman." On November 29, 2017, Jimmy Henchman was convicted. 50 Cent continued clowning Jimmy on Instagram until Jimmy recorded his reaction to getting 2 life sentences.
I want to apologize to the massive for letting these sucker catch me out there like that.
The beef between 50 Cent and Jimmy Henchman is a classic tale of hip-hop rivalry spilling into real life with deadly consequences. It illustrates how personal and violent these disputes can become, far beyond the lyrics and music videos. Jimmy Henchman, born James Rosemond, had a long history in the music industry and the streets. He managed several high-profile artists and had a reputation as a formidable figure in the hip-hop world. His ties to Kenneth Supreme McGriff, another notorious gangster with significant influence in the rap community, only added to his clout. This background set the stage for the intense rivalry with 50 Cent, who was rapidly rising to fame. 50 Cent, born Curtis Jackson, was no stranger to street life himself. He had survived multiple gunshot wounds and used his tough persona as a major part of his image. His debut album, Get Rich or Die Tryin', was a massive success, propelling him into the spotlight and establishing him as one of the biggest names in hip-hop. His association with Dr. Dre and Eminem further solidified his position in the industry. In any case, most recently, 50 Cent has also been exposing Diddy quite a lot.
You knew exactly what I meant because he'd been standing next to something his entire career.
Right.
He stood next to Biggie. You put hot on him. That's stand next to the fighters you want, right? You stood next to Mace. You stood next to Jock. Look, Puffy might be the destination for anybody going nowhere.
He's not wrong.
For starters, most recently, CNN aired a controversial video that appears to show Sean Diddy Combs mistreating his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in a Los Angeles hotel in 2016. This footage, reportedly depicting Diddy dragging down and kicking Cassie, has stirred significant public outrage, among them 50 Cent. The DA's office condemned the video, stating that while they find the apparent attack reprehensible, they are unable to bring charges due to the statute of limitations having expired for an assault charge. FIF responded to a post from the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, stating, "This is why they put out that tape out. They know they can't charge him with what we saw, but they know we can't unsee what we saw." 50 Cent had previously taken another jab at Combs for a statement released by him, in which Combs stated, "I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation, and my legacy." 50 Cent responded that the statement gave off Maury vibes, referencing the salacious talk show Maury, and added, "The lie detector test has determined this was a lie." Things have gotten to a point that Combs' son King Combs released a new track titled Pick a Side, defending his father and dissing 50 Cent. In the track, he rapped, "Pop's been hated on many men," and dared people to say "No Diddy," referencing a line used by 50 Cent to diss Combs.
I dare one of you scream out "No Diddy."
After the track's release, 50 Cent again turned to social media, reposting screenshots of the track and expressing his confusion over why they would want to drug women. 50 Cent was also quick to shoot back at Combs after federal Homeland Security investigations agents raided Combs' Los Angeles and Miami homes in March, tweeting, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case." The raids were reportedly conducted as part of a federal ST investigation out of the Southern District of New York, as multiple news outlets reported. Combs denied any wrongdoing, and his attorney Aaron Dyer has called the raids an unprecedented ambush, as part of nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations. Dyer also claimed that Combs is cooperating fully with authorities. Following the raids, 50 Cent made several posts on Instagram, including several memes mocking Diddy and 2 posts dragging rapper Jay-Z into the drama. One post questioned Jay-Z's alleged silence, while another joked that Jay-Z is waving at Puffy Jet. Reportedly, 50 Cent also posted a now-deleted picture of the raids on Diddy's homes, stating, "Ish just got real the feds in all the cribs." Additionally, 50 Cent repeatedly targeted Combs on social media after Combs faced a wave of SA lawsuits between November and March. What's more, in December, 50 Cent announced his production company, G-Unit Film and Television, would produce a documentary about the SA allegations levied against Combs, and proceeds would be donated to victims of S assault. 50 Cent posted an image that appears to be a promotional poster for a documentary titled Diddy Do It on Instagram in March, causing a spike in search for the title, though the poster's artist Kode Abdo confirmed it is not a poster for a real show. Since November, Sean Diddy Combs has faced a slew of lawsuits, beginning with serious allegations from singer Cassandra Ventura, known professionally as Cassie. Cassie filed a lawsuit against Combs in which she accused him of SAing her in 2018 and physically abusing her over several years during their relationship. This lawsuit was settled later in November for an undisclosed amount, though Combs' lawyers emphasized that the settlement did not constitute an admission of guilt. In the same month, Joey Dickerson Neal also sued Combs, alleging that he drugged and essayed her in 1991 while she was a college student. Dickerson Neal claimed that Combs pressured her into having dinner with him, during which he allegedly drugged her, rendering her unable to stand or walk independently. She further alleged that Combs secretly recorded the assault and that this tape was seen by others without her consent. Another lawsuit was filed by an anonymous plaintiff against Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall. This plaintiff accused both men of essaying her and her friend in 1990 or 1991. The plaintiff described an incident where she and her friend were coerced into drinking with Combs and Hall, leading to the assault at Hall's New York City apartment. In December, a new lawsuit emerged from another anonymous plaintiff who accused Combs of participating in a gang R when she was 17 years old in 2003. This case, like the others, has added to the mounting legal troubles facing Combs as he continues to deny all allegations, branding them as fabrications and attempts to exploit his fame for financial gain. Further complicating matters for Combs, music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones sued him in February, alleging that Combs facilitated unwanted advances by his associates and hosted ST parties. This lawsuit has drawn significant attention and adds another layer to the complex legal battles that Combs is currently navigating. In March, federal agents from Homeland Security investigations raided Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami as part of an ongoing investigation, reportedly tied to ST allegations. The raids, described by Combs' attorney as an unprecedented ambush, have not yet led to any charges against Combs, who continues to cooperate with authorities while maintaining his innocence. These incidents have sparked widespread discussions and reactions within the entertainment industry. Former members of the girl group Danity Kane, who were signed to Combs' Bad Boy Records, have publicly supported Cassie, acknowledging the courage it takes to speak out against a powerful industry figure like Combs. Aubrey O'Day, a former member, expressed solidarity with Cassie, emphasizing the importance of transparency and honest conversations about the behind-the-scenes realities of the music industry. Through it all, Combs has consistently denied all allegations made in the various lawsuits filed against him. In March, Combs' lawyer Aaron Dyer released a statement accusing federal agents of exhibiting an excessive show of force and hostility in the raids. Dyer clarified the rapper was not detained by authorities and condemned the raids as contributing to a rush to judgment against the rapper. Meanwhile, federal investigators are preparing to bring the accusers before a federal grand jury. Possible witnesses have been notified by investigators that they could be brought in to testify in front of a federal grand jury in New York City, according to one source. Bringing individuals who have filed civil lawsuits against Combs before a grand jury would mark a significant escalation in the government's ongoing investigation involving the producer and Bad Boy Records founder. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.